888-520-HF show is the number. We got Blair on the phone. Hello, Blair.
Hey, guys. Merry Christmas.
You enjoying the free video feed today?
Yeah, Frank, I am. Hey, listen, you guys give us so much that I thought in return I was going to do something nice for you for Christmas. So I sat down last night and I wrote a little something for you guys.
Oh, wow.
So if you would bear with me, I'm going to try and read this without cracking up. So
Okay.
Here is The Night Before Christmas, Heidi and Frank style.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm nervous. I'm nervous now. Okay, here we go. The Night Before Christmas, Heidi and Frank style. 'Twas the day before Christmas, computers were in tune, all across the globe from 10 a.m. to noon. To Heidi and Frank and the interns all there, Jeff on the phones and Kenny in his wheelchair. Ian the Jew and Karen, who we'd all like to bed, while doing their gigs as pot smoke drifts overhead. Heidi in her wife beater and Frank in his cap, he's all decked out in clothes from Kid Gap. Right. Doing P90X so she won't get fatter, but to be honest, Heidi, it doesn't matter. We all want to see even just a flash of those titties on which you spent all that cash. Right. Frank is the general commanding the show while rallying his troops with blunts all aglow. Toad Hop in his home, a table that pours beer, in my opinion, deserves Man of the Year. We all know and love the talented Eric, Smeeze, who effed her in love with his tiny dick. Our love of porno and orcas cause him shame, while a hat trick of CSIs are his claim to fame.
You're an ass.
This big team doth listen with hearty intent. Spread the word of Heidi and Frank, we've been sent. Now Melissa, now Dina, now Julie and Kevin. On Opie, on Bear Paws, on Narnia's Devon. At Heidi's, on the chimney, the stockings hung. A double-ended dong, an end in each one. While over at Frank's, the tree could be ablaze, with party-loving life in a drug-induced haze. Smeeze traveling cross-country to Tennessee to visit his pops, who simply just can't see. In a stag glass house with no dog to be found, sits a huge blue shirt we wish would come around. And for Christmas this year, no closet full of poop, with the 12 days of Resmas on infinite loop. 5 screaming O's. To all my fellow fans from the left and the right, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Wow!
All right.
Blair. Oh, my God.
Thank you, Blair.
That was nicely done.
The nicest thing I've received so far this year.
Good
Merry
Lord.
Christmas, you guys. I love you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Love you too, man. Call anytime.
Bye.
All right. Look at you there.
That was awesome.
That was pretty good. Have you
Except for the baby gap line.
Have you a transcript of that, Ian, and put it up on the website?
How he worked in Kevin and Narnia's Devon. I mean, that was talent, Blair.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
See if I can do this again without screwing it up.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Here we go.
All right. Heidi and Frank. It was the night before Christmas, Heidi and Frank style, a year later. Here we go. 'Twas a year since last Christmas and that poem I penned, so let's go back and see what's happened since then. That the interns show up with nary a care, it's surprising to all they are even still there. Ian scored a girl, and Jeff is a huge wuss. Karen made an ashtray from hair of her puss. Little Eric still hated, nothing's new there, and Kenny just lounges around in his chair. There's something about Heidi we spent the year learning. It's hard to tell when she's not actually gurning. And even though it's a uterus-free she-man, we'd still want to see those tits whenever we can. So Smeeze found his schmoo, and are together at last. His CD's inspired by the hits of the past. Landed a role in a film with more than one line, and he's living in sin with a rug that's just fine. Frank's still in charge and his position revered, even though he got fatter and grew out his beard. On Sunset, he became a chimp that smokes blunts, and twice lost his dog, but only got him back once. A slew of new fans found their place on the show, many with names that you ought to know. Now Colonel, now Charles, now Herpes Val and Rodney, on Gina, on Julian, on Mike who is angry. There's Michelle Coons, Coco Frosty, Beans on Cracker and Iron Gland, Unemployed Chris, Gay Anthony, Grandma Nancy, and Mary the Superfan. On Santa's lap, asking for Christmas this year, Smeeze hopes that one day he can surpass Bag's career. Beneath Heidi's tree, the board games are wrapped. The Italian just smiles but really thinks, what's this crap? So over at Frank's house, they're decking the halls with some pictures of men all planking their balls. Toad Hop was born from a garage in the hills. It's radio worth watching with plenty of thrills. Intern Trainwreck, Squatcast, and Manny to the Max. Let's Be Frank, Nick Ritchie, and those addicts of that. After Hours, 2 guys in the mic and Let's Be Cake, Ian Bagg, Gina and Randy, as well as Huff and State. Deal will be packed in preparation to split and move the studio to its new home at Levitt. And lastly, I'd like to help right with a push, a song about heavenly hands up your tush. Here are a few lines for all to consider and inspire SMEs to finally deliver. And God said that one would never be alone with an angel's fist where the sun hasn't shone. Fisted by an angel.
Oh, yeah, boy. Every year, man.
God.
Seriously.
So to all my friends, black, brown, yellow, and white, happy Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Unbelievable.
Seriously. He is
Very
the,
nice.
he is
My
the
God.
unofficial official member of the cast here at the Toad Hop Network. So thank you so much, Blair, for all your hard work all year, man. You never cease to impress me, man.
All right, you guys have a great Christmas and a happy New Year,
You
guys.
too, we love you.
And
Thank you, guys.
that leads into my. I know you had a present
That's
going.
fine, go. It doesn't matter.
All right, take care, Blair. See you in 2012, buddy.
Is it weird that made me a little emotional?
I know, me too.
Like, seriously. Oh, shucks. I'm actually touched. You guys got me all emotional today.
I know, it has been a good day. That poem was ridiculous.
So good. He's so good.
Let's see. Before we give Rob his Christmas gifts, let's go to Blair on line 8. He's been on hold for a while. Blair says he has a Christmas poem. Hello, Blair.
Hi, Blair.
Good morning to you both. How are you?
We're good.
Awesome. How you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there.
Happy
So,
holidays.
Well, same to you. So a few years back, I was sitting here on Christmas one day before your show, the Christmas show, and I decided I'd write you guys a little Christmas poem, and did it the first year, did it last year. I figured I'd keep the trend going, so if you have a few minutes, I'd like to read you this year's poem.
Of course.
The floor
yeah.
is yours, Blair.
Blair, everybody.
Okay, here we go. Merry Christmas to everybody. And before I start, I apologize for my singing. I am not a singer.
All right.
So, here we go. It was a very merry KLOS Christmas. A talent search had begun for the torch to pass. Mark and Brian had quit and were no longer around, so Heidi and Frank became the new kids in town. Radio had been buried in the desert sand, airwaves no longer tethered to the land. Earthbound radio was dead, or so it seemed, for Toad Hop Network had created a dynamic team. The only station bringing the dead back alive, KLOS Radio 95.5. Producer Rob, screener Sammy, Ian the Nerd, and Smeeze, Eric, make the show the best we've heard. What can I say about Heidi you don't already know? Her tongue's a foot long and her heart's made of gold. She's been mistaken for a queen, one dressed in drag, a face for radio but just covered with a bag. As for Frank, well, he wears his stone heart on his sleeve. If you don't agree with him, then just F and leave. Sexiest man in radio, he was once crowned. But since then, tons of beer and donuts have been down. While in cyberspace, funds for the show were lacking, but this FM station has plenty of backing. There are now tickets, now prizes, and contests galore, and Heidi and Frank's faces on all the short buses for sure. The ghost of Christmas will visit Sammy in bed, because it's more than holiday cheer that she likes to spread.
Oh, God.
Ian's a Jew, so there's really not much to say. For him, Christmas, well, it's just a regular day. Smeeze is now barely on the show, hardly at all, because he's moonlighting as an elf down at the mall. Under Rob's trees, gifts are wrapped in tinsel and trim, just hoping in one there isn't a pink slip for him. The show at Frank's Christmas party was something to see. Blind men swimming in goggles, all with epilepsy. This year, theft on Heidi's block is stranger, for every baby Jesus is missing from its manger. Many fans will write letters to Santa's elves, begging for more after hours and Who's Going to Hell. Scotch Lobster, Dig Tussie, Gay Devil, Shirley and Steve all hope they aren't forgotten on this Christmas Eve. Just a word of advice on this, give me your trust. If you don't heed these words, you'll be left in the dust. Don't give up on the show. Don't consider it done if you live or work within a view of the 101. Now that we have all survived this December and gotten past this apocalyptic fever, it's good to know that time will continue to flow for the VIPs of the Heidi and Frank show. Oh, God, here we go. Oh, VIP, how long have ye been listening? If you heard the call about Lingerie, you're a douchebag super fan like me. To all the fans that I've met, and to those that I might, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Wow, Blair! Third time's a charm on that.
Oh, yeah,
beautiful.
man. Thank you so much.
We love you so much.
You guys, you know how I feel about you. I don't even have to say it.
We
Merry
do
Christmas.
know. Thank you, Blair.
Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys in 2013.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you all in 2013. Hope. Blair has called in. Now, Blair is a longtime fan of the show, longtime supporter of the show, and every Christmas, Blair writes a holiday Christmas poem about the program, and he is on the phone right now. So
It's tradition.
Before we get to, if you still want to play Christmas gargling, so try to get through, but we're going to go to Blair first, so he can read you all his holiday Christmas poem. Hello, Blair.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Blair. Good.
Hey, so, like you said, I've got a tradition, so if you've got a few minutes, I'd like to keep it going here.
All right, so everybody sit back, grab your own eggnog, and listen to Blair's Christmas poem about the Heidi and Frank show.
All right, here we go. And again, I apologize for my singing. All right. 'Twas that time of year, Christmas at KLOS. In LA radio, for Heidi and Frank, we are blessed. The studio is decorated and the staff going berserk, hanging lights, but it's KLOS, so they don't work. Candy canes and silver bells make the place bright and gay, and Sammy's been hanging all this crap since damn near May. In a corner sits Frank's Christmas tree, all bright and green. Its leaves okay to blaze, if you know what I mean. Every console in sight covered with tinsel and glitter. The show's Christmas cards, all replaced by posts on the Twitter. Follow the show on Twitter at Heidi and Frank. Heidi's a catch, a lipstick les with a long tongue, and man hands, oh boy, in her world she's quite hung. She's the host with the most on that show about sex. It's a shame, though, on a channel that nobody gets. Frank's one lucky guy and won most men's fantasy lotto because he got naked and hung out in the Playboy grotto. At work, he acts tough, pumped up and all juiced, but at home, the kids and Farty truly rule the roost. The shows join the cast of TV's Dish Nation, so check local listings for your time and station. Now Smiley, now Gary, now Headcrack and Ebony, on Big Al, on Jenna, on JC and Kelly. From out west in LA to hot Atlanta and Dallas, it's a show that tells dignity to just kiss its ass. Santa would love those panties that Sammy sits in, because he's an old perv and she's a holiday vixen. For Thanksgiving, Ian the Jew was freshly wed, and like most husbands for 8 days, he got nothing in bed. A Christmas miracle, Eric's regrowing his hair, ever since those Rogaine commercials he did on the air. A young Rob got a gift to which his pants did unzip. But Rob, that's not how you use G.I. Joe's Kung Fu Grip. Screener Jordan's jokes make our spines cringe and tingle. If he keeps this up, he'll be skipped by Kris Kringle. Stop crushing those Christmas songs into Madden's can. His ass looks like an overstuffed gingerbread man. When Heidi's gaggle of girls go out to Christmas carol, the only verse they sing, don we now our gay apparel. All the ladies lining up, their faces a pearly glow, ever since Frank adorned his belt buckle with mistletoe. Mystery News Theater is a treat each and every morning, but fans scratch their heads and some are left wondering. Help us solve the mystery. Please give us some clues as to where exactly in the hell is the news. Many interesting fans at Sogfest were there to be had. Geologists, gays, cripples, felons, and kids with their dads. Some homeless folk and a tall-ass tranny in sexy fishnets. Even Sammy's moist cat was on stage, that devilish pet. Sogfest this year was a treat, a real deck the halls. But ask me the band's names, I'll say I can't recall. As for me, the best part of Sogfest, if you please, was getting to hang with all the OG VIPs. Loving you, Loveness. Finally, though, I'm just a listener at best. I ask that you entertain my humble request. Please, KLOS, you need to spend a few bucks. Speaking for both fans and cast, your phone system sucks. Hey, caller, are you listening? On the line, really listening? When the hosts say all right to your numbered light, start talking, let the silence be damned.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Blair. Thank you so much, man.
To fans that listen each day in pure delight, happy Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Nice.
Thank you. Always fun hearing our Christmas poem, Blair. Thank you so much. It was good seeing you out at Sockfest, and we'll see you again soon, okay, buddy?
All right, guys. You all take care.
Thanks, Blair. You too. Blair, you too.
It is our Christmas special, and I see that Blair's on the phone. His annual Christmas poem. We'll get to Blair next. Yeah, Blair always writes a poem to round out the year about the Heidi and Frank show, so we'll get to Blair in a second. Stay on hold, Blair. I know you want to give your Christmas poem. I'm looking forward to it, buddy.
Oh, my God.
Should we do Blair's Christmas poem, then continue presents? All right, Let's do that. Blair, how you doing, man?
Good morning, you guys. How are you?
Always a pleasure to talk to you, and you've been doing this Christmas poem for the show for how many years now in a row?
This will be number 5.
5 years in a row he calls up and gives us the rundown of the show for the entire year, the Christmas poem. Looking forward to it, Blair. So, big fan of the show, friend of the show. Let's hear it.
All right. So Merry Christmas, everybody. And again, I apologize for my singing. All right, so here we go. So it's the week before Christmas when the show winds down. The cast going on vacation, some out of town. But before they all leave, yes, before they all go, it's time for my own annual gift to the show. I'll read it fast. It will be over in 2 shakes. Around 2 or 3 real quick 60-second breaks. This morning's a real Christmas party at KLOS. There will be drinking mistakes and laughing at lame gifts. They'll all stop bickering and enjoy the festive cheer until they go back to the same normal crap again next year. Our Heidi's simply the best. She is truly a saint, even though her face is usually buried in a taint. She's a class act, genuinely 100% real, except for her tatas. You see, those she bought for a steal. Frank's a standout, the lead dog, a big fish in charge. He's easily spotted because his head is so damn large. Firm and tough, he likes to always be in control, but he's a teddy bear in the guise of an a-hole. In the Southland, from far north to way down south, thousands hear the trash talk spewing from their mouth. From Newport, now Burbank, now Tustin and Reseda, to Oxnard, in Redlands, La Quinta, and West Covina. So when Santa sees Sammy and says, ho, 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 he isn't laughing, just stating a fact, don't you know? Johnny Ice is now here, the show's very own Jack Frost. Let's hope he does well, so his job isn't lost. Eric's new wife is a dear to put up with his needs, like trimming their tree in numbered testicle beads. Rob, we're glad you're okay. You gave us quite the scare. The real gift this year is that you're still on the air. Some gifts off Heidi's shopping list: a vagina-shaped wreath, a tool belt for the Italian, and Darren's 2 front teeth. This year at Stogfest, Frank made Santa's naughty list because of bikini models 4, 5, and 6. As I read you this poem, listen to me croon. I offer a favor. Go home, fire up iTunes. You won't be let down with this gift suggestion. Spend 99 cents and buy a sexual explosion. All right, here we go. Dashing through the years, 2015's almost here. Oh, what fun it's been to be a long and loyal VIP. Hey!
Thank you. I thought it was over on the hay.
To the morning show that continues to excite. Merry Christmas to all, and to all. Okay.
Thank you, Blair.
All right, man. Always look forward to that. We have Blair, longtime friend and fan of the show, who always writes a Christmas poem based on the year that we have experienced in 2016 and the Frosty, Heidi and Frank show. So let's talk to Blair. Hello, Blair.
Good morning, guys.
What's up, man?
Hey, Blair.
Merry Christmas to you all.
You know what? We have an incredible phone connection right now. You are so clear.
Okay, Frank. Okay, well, like you said, I've written this poem for, I think this is 8 years now, so let me get to it.
All right.
All right. And forgive me, my voice is a little crackly. I stood in the rain for an hour Friday morning.
Yeah. Oh, please. Come on, get
yes,
the
I
phone, for
know.
God's sakes.
Come on.
Okay. So here we go. 'Tis the morn of this year's Christmas drinking show, so raise your cup. Frosty, Heidi, Frank, and gang won't stop till one of them throws up. But let's hope the lessons learned and they pour Malort with care. After all, we don't want anyone to fall on their face off their chair. Right, Frosty? I will read this poem real quick, like lightning fast. This year, to the last stanza, I want it to last. Phone sounds good? Don't want the call to end in a click. I hope you won't hang up on me this time, Frank, you. Never mind. Well, this past year has been a ride of ups and downs. There's Trump's elections, Frosty's return, and the other scary clowns. And the show was even rocked by a Snapchat scandal. Whoever thought that nudity in a playmate would be too much to handle? This year, Heidi broke down and held a man's wiener, you see. I was humbled and flattered, because, well, that guy was me. As she petted it, she exclaimed he's so big she was stunned. But sadly for me, she was referring to my wiener dog, Dachshund. Frosty rejoining the show's a gift from above. Fans rejoiced and all showered him with lots of love. But the truth be told, this is good as radio gets. After all these years, he's brought us back our triplets.
That was worked right there.
He needs to be sore tomorrow, but it worked.
Was that the end?
No.
Oh, sorry.
He's crying. Blair's crying.
I'm waiting. For Frank, 2016 was a hell of a year. He had his reasons to cry and his reasons to cheer. Through it all, the fans were by his side with dignity and class, despite that over and over, he's shown he's a first-class ass.
Truth bomb right there. Truth bomb. Hashtag truth bomb.
The station's moved to a brand new location. The techs will be heard hard at work during Christmas vacation. Now dials, now gauges, now lights are blinking. On boards, on screens, on air, all needs fixing. I can see how the holidays at Heidi's are like that first Christmas fable. There's a carpenter, and with all those pets, it must smell like a stable.
Yeah.
At Frosty's clubhouse, in a huge Santa chair, he watches the sky. Since St. Nick won't visit, he'll play a solo game of poking the pie.
Next caller, please. Steve, you're on the air. Hello.
As a boy, Eric's folks knew where to hide his gift after they bought it. But like he waited for Santa, we wait for Eric to come out of the closet.
Yeah, come on, it's fine.
Sammy's mom is a genius when it comes to gift decorations. It's really a shame those smarts clearly skipped a generation. Lisa May reads us the traffic each and every day. Let's hope Rudolph listens and avoids SIG alerts with that sleigh. Christmas was on November 8th for Frank. See, it was condoned. From Election Day on, it was cool for him to get legally stoned. The first annual reindeer games were truly insane, but they'd have been more fun with more games and beer and a lot less rain. Okay, all right. Again, I apologize for my singing. Here we go. You know Frosty and Heidi, and of course last there's Frank, Sammy and Johnny, Miss May and Eric. They hope you had a ball at the wettest reindeer games of them all.
Oh, dear.
I told you I can't sing. To the fans that enjoy a show that's dynamite, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Oh, Blair! You got to it all.
Tradition. You have to let
Great
it
job, man. Great job. Thanks for coming out to the Reindeer Games, you son of a bitch.
Love you guys.
Love you,
Thanks,
man.
man.
Take care, man.
That's awesome.
All right. All right, we got some birthdays. We also have Blair's Christmas poem. What do you want to go with, Eric? Birthdays or Blair's Christmas poem?
Why do I have to choose? You know I love Blair. Blair's been with us from day one.
Yeah,
All right.
all the way back.
And yeah, he pretty much wraps up the entire year in a poem at this time. So let's go to him, see what he came up with this time. Hello, Blair.
Good morning to you guys.
How you doing, man?
Merry Christmas,
I'm
Blair.
hanging in there. Merry Christmas, Frosty. So, like you guys said, I've been doing this for, I actually think this is 8th year. So, if you guys have a few minutes, sit back, grab yourselves your drink.
Put my beer here.
Yeah, and you, Frank, you sit way back. Get away from that button, all right, Ben?
I'll get away from the button. Yes, I get
All
away.
right. Okay, cool. All right, guys, here we go. Merry Christmas. Oh, and before I start, again, I apologize for my singing. Okay, here we go. 'Twas the week before Christmas, our triplets on KLOS. Sharing season's greetings and making us laugh is what they do best. Frosty, Heidi, and Frank spreading festive joy on the air, hoping the SEC isn't listening just in case they should swear. The gang will play games like being bamboozled by beans. They'll eat ghost pepper chips and durian. Eric will probably turn green. Holiday cheers with eggnog, poured quart after quart, but that'll make him sick too since it's spiked with Malort. They will all exchange gifts, each trying to outdo the last. Paper and boxes will be torn, a pile of trash amassed. Heidi or Frank will win since they'd rather give than receive. Frosty has no chance. When he hears give, that's his cue to leave. Though he trusted us and shared his deepest secret, Frosty showed us he's balding, not what we expected, albeit. Frosty, taking that hat off was truly a memorable day. But for the love of God, when are you just going to come out as gay? Heidi, about Christmas, are you going to have 2 this year? Seriously, bickering in-laws are nothing to fear. Here's an idea to make it no issue at all. Grow an extra-large set of jingly cast-iron balls. Frank, you touched us with that early memory you had. Don't stress, Frank. In time you'll forget, just like dear old Dad. I kid.
Oh.
Yikes.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'll toast to that. That's funny.
See, that's perfect. But I will continue now. I kid. Too soon? They'll say, Blair, that's inappropriate. But come on, it's Frank. His ability to laugh is what makes him so great. FHF events are full of gropes, kissing, and licks, a never-ending tradition despite this world changing quick. Out of the woodwork, the accusers they came, with all red by their sides, oh, the perverts they all named. No Ratner, no President Bush, no Weinstein and Franken, gone Louis, gone Spacey, gone Lauer and Piven. At the top of their game, they had the world by the balls. Now go away, we all are appalled. For Christmas this year, why not give the sharks a gift? Let's chum the waters and set surf junkie Jeff adrift. On Santa's naughty girl list, Sammy sits right there at the top. But for the rest of us to get gifts, Santa better make her his last stop, if you know what I mean.
He didn't even bother to rhyme that.
Nah.
You know what I mean.
Patrick, my brother, I had to give you your very own stanza. After all, man, how often does one get to rhyme Happy Kwanzaa? Eric, don't worry about your daughter not hugging Grandma this Christmas there, sport. In a few years, Charlie will hug plenty down at the strip club by the airport. One wonders if Lisa May might want a holiday reunion. If so, slap a bow on him and give her Ralph Garman. A flaming ghost of Christmas past will come at night to issue Frosty a warning. Water that sad little tree, he'll moan, or like you let me, you'll burn by morning. After the holidays, Heidi wants to get back to the weight that made the Italian swoon. But sadly, she can't afford to pack a scale and fly herself to the moon. Frank thinks his Christmas tree looks great hanging upside down, but it's right side up. That crippled lizard has him flat on the ground. All right, here comes the singing part. Forgive me. Frosty, with a friend, tried to clean up an old classic. They gave it a shot. I don't want to stay. Hush, Smeezy, don't cry. Frosty, I'm afraid. But Smeezy, you're my kind of guy. I simply don't know. Oh, Smeezy, please don't be shy. You've got me aglow. Smeezy, I'm rubbing your thigh. After hearing their take, I don't think it came out like they thought. To the fans I partied with and managed to stay upright, happy Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Thank you, Blair.
Blair! Once again, he kills
Well done.
it. Thank you so much, Blair.
Loving you guys, man.
Love
Merry
you too.
Christmas, Happy
Merry
New
Christmas,
Year.
Blair.
We'll see you soon.